I wanted to review a new application called Patient Profile. It's an iPhone app. It's also an iPad app. In this application, it shows you reports, patient profile reports, and you can navigate to loaded studies. I just have one example here. And then you can actually select on the patient number. So any patient number here that is in your data. So for example, you can look at a graph of that particular patient, and it runs a report dynamically. And this is actually a PDF file, but you can zoom in and see adverse event, in this case a report that's listed by adverse event by the severity in which it occurred. So you can see down here in the footnote it shows the different severity and it shows their duration. One thing to note is that the footnote here shows the actual date and time in which this was produced, and it's dynamic in that it was produced at 3:54, which is the same time a minute ago, I guess, as when I executed it. So if I were to refresh this and I were to zoom in on the footnote again, it shows me that it's now 3:55, which matched the current time of 3:55. And this means that this report reflects the latest data on the server. It's not a static report that sits out there. So it's actually running a SAS program on the server and then returning the resulting graph. In a similar way, you can run text reports. This is a very simple listing type, but it's like a proc report with the text data of that graph, and currently it's viewing the graph for patient number 1260, as you can see here. If I were to tap on one of these navigational buttons here, like a music player, it would actually navigate to the next patient, which is 1261, and I can repeat that process to kind of scroll through the data. So this is dynamically reported of all the patient data, and similarly, if you were to go to the footnote, you will see the time reflecting as to when it was executed, which is now. Now once I finish reviewing the AE, I can switch to a different domain, let's say the demographics, and in that case it would be a different patient profile graph. This is just an example of graphing the weight against the height to be able to find outliers in terms of data errors. So if you find this information interesting, you can always tap on this upper right here, which will actually send an email. So if I were to type in the email address and click send, it actually sends me an email. I'll show you on my desktop here. So on the desktop, you can see an email message I sent a little bit earlier, and in the email message it has an attachment that will open up the actual it's a little bit out of focus, but you can see the attached PDF file. So this information can dynamically be emailed to the recipient, whoever you want to have attention being, if there's a data issue or something. So this is a way of communicating to your team if there's a data issue. Now right now, as you can see on the bottom, there are these domains: the adverse event, the demographics, medical history, vital signs. If your data has different domains, you click on this more, and it shows all the predefined standard data domains here. If you want a different one, you click on edit, and you can then, for example, let's say you want the pharmacokinetics PK. You may have some patient profile information there. You can drag it here, and this will actually make the PK now appear. So if you go back to your regular screen, you can see now PK is a new item. So this is all changeable or editable, customized to whatever data that you may have. So this is a useful tool that's mobile, that you can then view the latest up-to-date patient profile information directly on your iPhone.